To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. For every minute you are angry, you lose 60 seconds of happiness. Happiness is a perfume you cannot pour on others without getting a few drops on yourself. What you do speaks so loudly that I cannot hear what you say. Adopt the pace of nature, her secret is patience. The earth laughs in flowers. The creation of 1,000 forests is in one acorn. The first wealth is health. Life is a journey, not a destination. Peace cannot be achieved through violence. It can only be attained through understanding. A great man is always willing to be little. Nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm. The invariable mark of wisdom is to see the miraculous in the common. Write it on your heart that every day is the best day in the year. Unless you try to do something beyond what you have already mastered, you will never grow. Our greatest glory is not in never failing, but in rising up every time we fail. Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. A foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of little minds. Character is higher than intellect. A great soul will be strong to live as well as to think. Make the most of yourself, for that is all there is of you. The fox has many tricks, the hedgehog has but one, but that is the best of all. The reward of a thing well done is having done it. The only way to have a friend is to be one. All life is an experiment. The more experiments you make, the better. The sum of wisdom is that time is never lost that is devoted to work. If the king is in the palace, nobody looks at the walls. It is when he is gone, and the house is filled with grooms and gazers, that we turn from the people to find relief in the majestic men that are suggested by the pictures and the architecture. We cannot overstate our debt to the past, but the moment has the supreme claim. Knowledge is knowing that we cannot know. Judge of your natural character by what you do in your dreams. Win as if you were used to it. Lose as if you enjoyed it for a change. Every artist was first an amateur. In art, the hand can never execute anything higher than the heart can imagine. You become what you think about all day long. Once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. The revelation of thought takes men out of servitude and into freedom. When friendships are real, they are not glass threads or frostwork, but the solidest things we can know. Fiction reveals truth that reality obscures. Imagination is a very high sort of seeing. Bad times have a scientific value. These are occasions a good learned would not miss. For every minute you remain angry, you give up 60 seconds of peace of mind. Fear defeats more people than any other one thing in the world. Beauty without expression is boring. Can anything be so elegant as to have few wants and to serve them oneself? He who is not every day conquering some fear has not learned the secret of life. Never lose an opportunity of seeing anything beautiful, for beauty is God's handwriting. Our chief want in life is somebody who will make us do what we can. For it is not length of life, but depth of life. The ancestor of every action is a thought. A good indignation brings out all one's powers. All I have seen teaches me to trust the Creator for all I have not seen. A man is what he thinks about all day long. Vivacity, leadership must be had, and we are not allowed to be nice in choosing. We must fetch the pump with dirty water if clean cannot be had. Nothing is at last sacred but the integrity of your own mind. Nothing astonishes men so much as common sense and plain dealing. Most of the shadows of this life are caused by standing in one's own sunshine. We are always getting ready to live but never living. We aim above the mark to hit the mark. To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived, this is to have succeeded. Life is short, but there is always time enough for courtesy. The reason why men do not obey us is because they see the mud at the bottom of our eye. This time, like all times, is a very good one if we but know what to do with it. Our chief want is someone who will inspire us to be what we know we could be. Let us be silent, that we may hear the whispers of the gods. God enters by a private door into every individual. Nature is reckless of the individual. When she has points to carry, she carries them. The years teach much which the days never know. Friendship, like the immortality of the soul, is too good to be believed. People only see what they are prepared to see. How much of human life is lost in waiting? Flowers are a proud assertion that a ray of beauty outvalues all the utilities of the world. It is one of the blessings of old friends that you can afford to be stupid with them. If we encounter a man of rare intellect, we should ask him what books he reads. You cannot do a kindness too soon, for you never know how soon it will be too late. Enthusiasm is the mother of effort, and without it nothing great was ever achieved. Trust men and they will be true to you. Treat them greatly and they will show themselves great. Make yourself necessary to somebody. Self-trust is the first secret of success. In skating over thin ice, our safety is speed. Throw a stone into the stream and the ripples that propagate themselves are the beautiful type of all influence. The world belongs to the energetic. Life is a succession of lessons which must be lived to be understood. Before we acquire great power, we must acquire wisdom to use it well. When it is dark enough, you can see the stars. To finish the moment, to find the journey's end in every step of the road, to live the greatest number of good hours is wisdom. Dare to live the life you have dreamed for yourself. Go forward and make your dreams come true. He who is not every day conquering some fear has not learned the secret of life. Big jobs usually go to the men who prove their ability to outgrow small ones. Finish each day and be done with it. You have done what you could. Some blunders and absurdities no doubt crept in. Forget them as soon as you can. Tomorrow is a new day. You shall begin it serenely and with too high a spirit to be encumbered with your old nonsense. Little minds have little worries. Big minds have no time for worries. The good news is that the moment you decide that what you know is more important than what you have been taught to believe, you will have shifted gears in your quest for abundance. Success comes from within, not from without. Shallow men believe in luck or in circumstance. Strong men believe in cause and effect. Economy does not consist in saving the coal, but in using the time while it burns. All the good of nature is the soul's, and may be had, if paid for in nature's lawful coin, that is, by labor which the heart and the head allow. The health of the eye seems to demand a horizon. We are never tired, so long as we can see far enough. Always do what you are afraid to do. I cannot remember the books I've read any more than the meals I have eaten. Even so, they have made me. A foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of little minds, adored by little statesmen and philosophers and divines. People do not seem to realize that their opinion of the world is also a confession of character. To be great is to be misunderstood. The only reward of virtue is virtue. The only way to have a friend is to be one. A friend may well be reckoned the masterpiece of nature. The only thing that can grow is the thing you give energy to. Without ambition, one starts nothing. Without work, one finishes nothing. The prize will not be sent to you. You have to win it. Don't be too timid and squeamish about your actions. All life is an experiment. The more experiments you make, the better. Every man has his own courage and is betrayed because he seeks in himself the courage of other persons. The purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well.